I tried to find some Jeopardy music, but I couldn't find anything in the public domain. So, anyway, here is our 2006 Rolls Royce Phantom after a 6-month search, and I hope you guys enjoy watching the trip we took it on to Colorado. So we've been with the Phantom for about 20 minutes now. The friend of mine that picked it up said he had to put some air in the left front tire. At this point, I got the TPM warning that came back up. However, the left front's at 35 PSI and the rest of the tires are at 30. So we just swung by a discount tire, but they can't see us just yet. So in the interest of not bothering with that, I'm going to air up the tires tonight. I assume it's fine. It's probably just been sitting forever. Okay. I've done a few more errands now, and the city fuel economy is pretty hellaciously terrible. I found out that these speakers don't appear to be working in this door. Everything else is working just fine, though. The seat controls are kind of hilarious. The old Nokia... I'm good with computers, clearly. I don't know what series that is, but that even looks out of date by 2006 standards. So, iDrive lifts up the display here. If you hide this, you can hide the display. Engine's super duper smooth. I have to say, I'm surprised with the steering. It's a little bit heavier and a little bit more communicative than I was expecting from the Phantom. You can't hear the engine at all. There's no way to manually select gears. You can feel the gear shifts. You can tell it's a 6-speed, not an 8-speed, just from the refinement. Air conditioning works really, really well. It's kind of like a Porsche. You got the Le Mans engine start-stop over here. All the switchgear is metal and just beautiful. Everything feels lovely. The leather's aged pretty well. What else? The gear selector is a lot like the Tesla, other than the fact that you have to pull back towards you and then select, instead of the Model S where you just go, well, drive or reverse and then park. So early vintage, I think maybe the E65 was like that too. I don't know, easy enough to figure out. Haven't figured out the Bluetooth yet. If it has it, I'm not convinced it does. Power reserve gauge, that's just how much of the engine's power you're not using. It, like I said, the fuel economy is laughably bad in the cities, but I'm guessing it will be better on the highway. But yeah, as opinions develop, I will continue to fill you in, but so far it's a really good car. It's narrower than you expect, but it's several feet longer than you expect. The driving position is very upright and high. Of course, everything's covered in leather, so it's a nice car and very usable so far. So I know it's a Mini and this is a Rolls Royce, but I mean, that should give you some sort of size comparison. This is also a double deep garage stall. This thing is absolutely freaking massive. I mean, I'm 6 feet tall and my waist isn't even up to the base of the door mirror. So anyway, I just pumped up the tires. They were all down to 30 PSI, I think, just from sitting. I was getting a tire pressure monitor warning intermittently in the car. And a little tiny bit of a shimmy. Oh, man. I was going to put the key in the ignition, try to work this ancient iDrive system, which I think I hit this button. Yes. Settings. Set. And I'm going to speed this up double time just to save you the having to watch me fumble through a first-gen iDrive. But essentially, there's no home or return or function buttons like there is on a second or subsequent generation iDrive. So you actually have to find the menu you're looking for and then rotate the controller all the way counterclockwise until you hit resistance and then spin it more, and then it will dump you into the sub menu. So why exactly it's like that, I'm not sure. It seems really, really dumb, but I mean, I went through every single thing I could think of and ended up having to shut off the video before I even figured it out. I figured it out. So you have to keep scrolling past the main menu item, then you can get into the sub menu. Alright, so hopefully that did the thing. Oh my god, this is so bad. I get why iDrive got a bad rap when it first came out. We'll go ahead and I'll put that away. That's enough for tonight. And off I go to pick up the rest of the crew. We're headed for Colorado Springs and Pikes Peak. Everything seems okay so far with the tires, airing them up to like 40 psi and resetting, so fingers crossed that's the last of the tire issues we have on this trip. And the first of 2 obligatory Waffle House stops, of course. Well, it's an even number. That's rare. I need my low button.
Well, at least you'll have on the edge. Yeah. But that wouldn't stand up on anything, would it? Yeah,
I think this thing is supposed to be on the flat and level.
The hill's not flat. That is so much heat. It's unfair for the hill. It's a hill.
Yeah, it's not vibration.
All right, we'll try to get on the mountain tomorrow.
So after failing to balance a quarter on the off-kilter rolls, woke up the following morning, and this is our hotel in Colorado Springs. Just packing the car and ready to have the mountain at about 3 a.m. You have to get up early to get to the top. Sure is.
Doesn't seem like a good thing to take this long, but it doesn't seem like it's moving. Oh, yeah, it does. He must have had an issue.
Oh, not a theory. Oh, God. I tried to cover it up.
And instead?
What?
On the second car, and instead. They, from wheeler dealers, YouTubers.
Huh. God, that thing. Nice siren! Woo! Yeah, trying not to hit these wings is always so scary. Right-hand drive.
Yeah.
So British. Is that it?
Oh no.
I don't think so.
I don't think that was all of them.
I tried to cover it up.
And instead?
That was the E30.
Yeah. I think it's pretty fucking
Doesn't even overheat. Is that thing an S50?
Sounds like it.
Yep, sounds like Brexit. So is this the fastest car then?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. That's a big front wing. Take care, yep.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice.
I think people would like to watch if we try and kill ourselves for 10 minutes.
Congrats.
Great show.
Howdy. Oh, yeah. You missed, yeah.
Great show.
Awesome, awesome. Nice canard, yeah.
Ring Rob.
Great.
That's the M car?
Is it? You're a pretty faithful replica anyway.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh God, that gearbox. Cluck, 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 cluck. SST. Thank you.
Hey, race.
Thank you.
Hey, race.
Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
Right on the top. Thank you. Yeah, that's the truck we followed up, so there were. At the end of the stay at Cove Creek, we were pretty much the first in line, or at least the first wave, but we had everyone behind us, and we were stuck here for over an hour. It's all part of the experience at Pikes Peak. This was just after we got onto I-80 East in Nebraska. I'm not sure how you roll a semi, but this dude, he figured it out. And then there was this orange Charger cutting everyone off like an idiot, finally getting his karma a few miles down the road. And road trip mode in the Rolls. There it is. All right, finally back after 1,800 and something miles. Let's see if it'll even like fit. Let's open up the screen, hit accept, and then single tap the high beams. All right, that's really close to the SL. Let's see if that's in. Not even close. Okay, I have some rearranging to do. Okay, maybe. This is ridiculous. All right, so single flash on the high beams. Putting her into drive. Let's try that. Oh, we're way in. That's too far. Let's try that. Okay, all right, finally we're solved. Oh man. So anyway, in summary, I'm headed back home now in my shuttle vehicle of choice, the 1M. So yeah, it's an 06 Rolls Phantom standard wheelbase, black on black, no frills, just an all-around pretty cool car. The scale of the car in person just absolutely floors you. Sitting in it, you're automatically at the eye level of people in like F-150s and similar work trucks. Not something you would normally experience with a car proper. I got back in the 1 Series and it felt like I was sitting on the pavement. So, Anyway, the car is pretty good. We ran into a couple issues. I'm now pretty much fluent in all of its, to quote a DeMiro, quirks and features. It's an N73B67 direct injection V12 engine, 4 cams, made by BMW. It's got a ZF6 HP30, I believe, transmission. It's a ZF6 HP for sure. It defaults to second gear start, and there's no way to manually select gear ratios on it, but there is a little button on the steering wheel called low, which will either put it into first gear and hold it until you rev to a certain RPM range, or it will allow you to first gear start. I used it on the descent of Pikes Peak to try to get a little bit of engine braking out of it. It did work in first and second gear, but third was a joke. The iDrive system is the original E65 nav, even though it's an 06, so it's not updated like the 3 Series navs were. It's not iDrive 2 or 3. It's got a center screen, which luckily you can hide, and it's just got the clock on it. And then each one of the rear picnic tables has a screen that you can fold out as well. So we did eventually get that working. We needed a lot to reset the tire pressure monitors. When I got down there, the car had uneven tire pressures just from sitting, so I had to even them out, pump them up, reset it. That lasted for the first 700 miles of the trip. But unfortunately, since it's wheel speed based, unlike this car, which is sensor based, these actually are a little low. I had to go to Discount Tire, get one of those freebie tire gauges, check all the pressures, and then reset it again after we ended up leaving Pikes Peak, Colorado. So about 900 miles in, which was this morning. Car was really good until we got to Kansas, and my brother, who was driving it at the time, couldn't avoid and hit a pretty nasty pothole with the right front. Heard a clunk like it was bottoming out on its bump stops on the right front. So after 2 of those, pulled off. I put it into high ride height mode, which you can enable under 40 miles an hour. Didn't see anything weird. Everything looked okay. Fired it back up. There was a warning light for the air suspension, but it went away. And then the tire pressure warning came back. So I had to confirm the tire pressures again, reset it again. And I didn't have any issues with the car actually riding low or hitting mechanical limits on the suspension after that. However, now anytime you hit an uneven piece of pavement with especially the right front wheel, I hear a clunk, which kind of sounds like an end link or a top mount, or like maybe even a loose brake caliper. So I'm not going to drive the car until I have time to get it on a lift and really figure out what's going on there. But that was really the only issue we had with the car. The TPM was annoying, but it wasn't actually a problem. The AC is good, stereo is great. The seats are the best thing ever. I mean, there's no lateral support, which is a little bit offensive because the car actually handles really, really well. The steering's very direct, it's communicative, it's weighted, pretty medium, but the seats, you're sitting in a very upright lounge posture, but they're super comfortable without being extra plush, so they're fairly firm and supportive. Back seat is an entire different ethos. There's like 3 feet between your knees and the back of the driver's seat, and there's 5% tint on the back windows right now. So I did a 4-hour stint in there just to experience it. There's buttons to electronically close the doors. There's umbrellas in the actual doors themselves. There's, like I mentioned, those little screens. There's picnic tables, separate controls. You can hijack the entire infotainment system from the back seat because usually you're the owner. Engine pulls well. The transmission is insanely lazy. If you kick it down, like right now, if I were to just hammer the throttle and I was driving the Phantom, it would kick down once, then it would kick down again, then it would kick down again, and it really, really goes once you kick it down and get her going. But it's too much, I think, especially because there's no like spirited driving mode. I know it's a Rolls, but I mean, people that own Rolls Royces tend to actually drive them as well, so I still think that would be kind of nice. The programming is good on the transmission otherwise, takes off really nicely, the shifts are very smooth, engine is smooth, has great power. I'll do a segment on it for you guys to cover the N63. It's actually a pretty solid engine. Everything looks to be in good order on the car. We put 2,000 miles on it in the past 4 days, so I know, like I said, I know it front and back. Everything seems really, really solid, but the amount of attention you get in that thing is more than you get in anything else in my garage, and everyone's happy to see it. Like with the Lamborghini or the Ferrari, sometimes you get the animosity or the, daddy's money ethos or whatever, but nobody cares on the Rolls. They just like honk their horn, wave at you, like sweet car. So I don't know, I'm kind of a curmudgeon, as all of you know, but it really puts a smile on your face how much everyone just adores that car. So you'll see a lot more of it. It's filthy. I gotta wash it. I gotta vacuum it. You know, road trip filth for 3 people for 4 days and 2,000 miles. So anyway, stay tuned, but thanks for watching. Sorry this is long-winded, but I'll put it at the end so you don't actually have to watch it. But if you did, thank you for getting to a part of the video that only like 5% of people tops ever get to. So thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. I'm still making content every opportunity I have. I just don't want to cobble together something that's kind of half-hearted and just not my jam. So stick with me. And yeah, I'll catch you soon.